How you guys doing? I wasn't expecting to do a video today, but as I was leaving work, CNN happened to be on, and there was a news article that happened to come, not a news article, but a news story that happened to come across. And I'm pretty sure by now a lot of you may have heard about the 6-year-old boy that was shot with his father after he was pursued by the police, and I believe he was shot 5 times. The father was also critically injured, but the young man, the baby died. Anyone above under the age of 10 to me is still going to be a baby. I'm sorry, I'm a parent. Now the 2 officers, the names are Norris Greenhouse Jr. and Derek Stafford, and this happened in Louisiana. Now, the police chief in the story was very much appalled by what had transpired, and I don't know if both or just one individual officer happened to be wearing body cams, but what they saw was pretty much horrendous. So that hasn't been released to the public as yet. Now that in itself is bad enough. So when I got home, I decided to cruise and look through social media, see what was going on as far as if anyone even came across a story. Because sometimes I've seen horrendous and outrageous things, and half the time you don't hear a peep, whether it's people not listening or not paying attention, or it's not the next best thing, or stars wearing a better outfit for the day, and that takes over everything in social media. But what really pissed me off is that I know one time, it was at least on Facebook, definitely, I forgot where else I saw it, but here we go again. Here we go again with the race baiting, and everything becomes racial, and everything's racially motivated, and this one blames that one, and I'm freaking sick of it. Because, first off, the thing with the story is that the child was a Caucasian child, the father was a Caucasian parent, and the officers, by the looks of them, they're either black mixed, or, well, I believe they're black from the looks of it, but they could be black and black mixed. But now the tables have turned, and people are still race baiting. You had some individuals on there who were black that were calling it racism, or you shouldn't have ran from the cops, which is true. But then again, I don't know the whole story. The officers also were marshals. Now, I don't know what the circumstances could have been. I'm pretty sure we'll find out more about that in the future. But it could have been a possibility with 2 African American individuals were following a white individual. He has his kid in the car, unmarked vehicle, no identification. How many times do we see undercovers like that? Now that's speculation. Now, that's nothing I heard. That's just my opinion. But who knows? Because the same way, if a woman's driving down the highway at nighttime and she sees a car following her, and those police lights look suspicious, she has a right to drive to a place that's lit while she's on the phone with 911 to identify if that's a police officer. Same situation could have happened. No one knows yet. But what kills me is that people are so much caught on race, no one looks at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is individuals that go beyond their power, or they abuse their power, should be penalized, regardless. The same way it applies to any situation whatsoever. You do something wrong, you should be held accountable. If a doctor does something that's against his scope of practice, it's a malpractice lawsuit. I don't understand. If a bus driver does some type of traffic infraction, he's held accountable. I don't understand why everything has to become a racial issue, and people constantly keep feeding and feeding and feeding into that. And I'm really sick of it. It makes no sense. People can't be held accountable for their actions nowadays. Now everything always has to be about race. Now, if this article came out and they had no pictures whatsoever, it'd just be a sad, sad story, as it already is. But as soon as identities come out and nationalities come out, the same thing with all the other issues that we've had, when it's vice versa. Look, every nationality has had issues with the police. Every last one. Black, white, Puerto Rican, and Asian. We might not hear about it as much because some people try to sensationalize racial hatred to make things more and more popular. But I've seen Asian people get pulled over. I've definitely seen Hispanic people get pulled over. Blacks I've seen get pulled over. Yeah, you might see more blacks get pulled over if there's more blacks in that neighborhood. A lot of times other races go through the same exact thing, but maybe it's not reported as much. Or maybe it's denser in a certain area. But things still do happen. There are white people in jail. There are Asian people in jail, Hispanic. I mean, come on. America needs to wake up, and all these people that like race bait, and it's just horrible. Obviously, that just lets me know that you're a very ignorant person, and that's all you're focused on. You're not focused on what's right and wrong. Because people that have any type of intelligence realize that the eyes of justice should not be blind. It's time for her eyes to be opened up wide and everything to be done and judged accordingly. But there's people out there that all they want to do is practice hate because that makes them feel better. I don't know. I just wanted to rant. It just kind of pissed me off. All right, guys, stay safe.